Okay, welcome back to our Dungeon Crawl Classics campaign in the Thousand Islands. I got the book this time. We're still on the first island. There is a thousand islands. No, that's not true. We've got to a couple of islands, but there's still a lot more. So, Nikki, running our two player characters, has been adventuring throughout the few islands that are in the beginning of the thing, and over the last course of the last few days, on her way to their way to one of the queens to drop off the foot of the serial killer. Uh, right, I'm trying to get this right. They were besieged. Oh, they saw a besieged monk being chased by a tree, whom they helped, which has sent them on a quest to get a white rose to exchange for the black rose that the monk needs. Um, Although on their way they've encountered a few other things, but at this point we're kind of wrapping up the five ladies: Jane, Joan, Jasmine, Jennifer, and Francine are riding off on Lightning Toe's donkey, the former steed of Ferdinand. Or Ferdinand, I'm sorry, they're wrong. The knight who died valiantly fighting the two-headed giant. Um, Also with them is Wiry, the merchant of rings and things. They have recovered the snakeskin shoelaces and caviar for the ladies, so all the merchants are heading back towards Singa to make the deal. However, with Oren and Una, her characters, are two dwarves, which they managed to help. Shauna, I think her name's. I could find the dwarves' names. Their
Oh,
names, Nikki will know, so she will tell us. So go ahead, tell us the dwarves' names and whatever else I missed, because I'm sure I missed something there.
yes. Um,
Oh, you don't have the dwarf name either? Okay, so now I don't feel so bad.
no, I do. The dwarf is Vator, or Vato,
Vato, that's right, and Simon.
and Simon,
Yeah, her husband.
her husband. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, and they were very helpful in retrieving the ladies' goods, as Vato aggressively ate fish in front of them while I questioned them. We did end up not killing the main bandit, but we took his pride, which is probably worse for him. We took his mustaches, which I presented to the ladies.
Yes.
So he is now the bear-skinned, which
Right.
what I call him, the bald-faced
Marcus the Bald
Marcus
Face.
the bald-face. Yep.
Yep.
Marcus the bald-faced.
Marcus the Bald Face. Yeah.
Yep. So he's sad, but he shouldn't have lied so much. So I don't feel bad at all. And that's Una, and she's a thief. And Oren is a wizard. And Una also purchased a thin gold ring from Wiry, the ring vendor with the very large backpack, the ridiculously large backpack, actually.
It is a very large backpack.
We don't know what it does yet. We know it's very, very thin, almost so thin you can't see it, but we can feel it, that it weighs like a regular ring. And we avoided the person with the greenish hair and the blue skin.
That's right.
That we saw. And now we're headed towards the black sand to help Brother Brothar get the white rose to take back to the anteater to exchange for the black rose. That's where we are.
Right, to bring back to his liege who is sick.
Correct.
Right. So Oren, in the form of a bird, after taking the mind of the giant, turned into a bird and did a quick kind of reconnaissance, and actually kind of located the general area of the black sand, or the black soil, I guess, where the white rose grows. So that's, I guess, the direction that you're heading as you break camp in the morning and head off towards your goal, where the ladies turn from, they're all riding on the donkey's back, and they turn and they wave, each of them in turn. And yeah, they head off towards the river, which is, well, towards the stream that leads to the river that will bring them to Singa. Your boat is over there as well, but it is covered in cobwebs for 6 days or whatever it is, because you
Yep.
cobwebbed enough to hide it. Yeah, but they're going to walk down, I guess, because well, they have a donkey, so they can walk down. So yeah, they're on their way. So yeah, so you start heading off towards the direction of where you believe that the black soil is, the heavily composted soil. Um, and go ahead, roll a D14.
D14. Oh, okay. 13.
Whoa, okay. Oh, interesting.
Oh, I have my dice box.
You um as you're kind of heading through the woods, you come across, you're traveling about half the day, and you come across a stream, a stream to stop and refill your water and rest. And as you're kind of sitting there, you see kind of bobbing up and down in the water, you see a bottle. It is stoppered and floating.
Okay. I will. How close is it to the shore?
Well, I mean, it's a small stream, so it's with you could reach it with
Oh,
either your
okay.
hand or like a stick or something. It's not too far in.
Okay. So I would just try. I'd grab it out with orange staff.
Okay, yeah. So you hit the bottle and it starts to move down, and you kind of push it over towards you. You can see that it is what appears to be the label now has mostly been peeled off. But by the shape of it and the color of it, it looks like it's probably some kind of whiskey bottle. It's kind of a dark brown in color. Um, and as you pull it up out of the water, you can see it's been stoppered and sealed with wax. And as you lift it out, it feels very light. Like maybe it's empty, but you kind of shake it a bit, and you can hear that there's something inside, something that sounds like maybe paper. Like you hear like a doo doo doo.
Okay. Una, being the curious little thief that she is, will open the bottle and take out the paper.
Okay, yeah. So you're gonna break the wax seal and pull the paper out.
I am. Yep.
Okay, good. Yeah, yes, you do. It's easy enough to you kind of take a knife or whatever over your hand and just kind of break away the wax, and you uncork it. And you kind of peek in. You can see it looks like there's a rolled up piece of parchment in there. It looks quite weathered, um, even though it's in a bottle, and it's rolled up, of course.
All right. I would. If it doesn't come out, can we try to? I don't know if anybody has tweezers. Can we try to reach it in and grab the?
Oh yeah, you can. You kind of shake it to get to the bottom of the thing, and you kind of slip your finger in and slide it out. You're able to do that. Parts of it kind of crumble away a little bit, but you're able to pull it
Okay.
out. And you can see immediately, like the part that's rolled out, so you can see on the outside. It looks like it's a very faded page from a book of maps.
Faded page from a book of maps.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can see that as it's rolled up. You're not really sure more without unrolling it, of course. Which you could certainly do if you're careful, because it is very dry.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be very careful, as carefully as we can, and we'll try to unroll it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that. You kind of sit down and kind of slowly kind of push it. You hear it cracking because some corners fall off and stuff. But for the most part, you're able to kind of unroll it, and you can see that it is. You can see the edge is torn, like it was torn out of a book. And you can see that there is some writing on it. And as you unroll it, what you see is a list of names. And well, you're not from. Oh, the dwarfs are from. No, they're not from around here either. There's brother. Nobody's from around here. Okay, so you can make a very, very difficult int check, I guess, or you can do exceeded high end. We'll say DC 18.
Ooh, okay, let's try that. Oh, 19.
19. Ah, okay. As he's looking at it, he's, you don't recognize all the names right away, so you're kind of going through, you're like, oh, yeah, that looks familiar. And as he's kind of looking at multiple of them, you realize that while he doesn't necessarily know all the names, he can recognize out of, let's say, the 10 names that are there, 4 or 5 of them, and they are all relatively famous in pirate captains.
Oh, it's pirate treasure.
Right, and now that you know that, of course, you look and you can see that that on the other side of the map, the other side of the map book, there is kind of out off an island, off I should say off away from the islands, kind of out in the water. You see an X.
Does it look similar to the other map I have that the pirate crocodile gave me?
This yes and no. I mean, it has an X, which is similar, but
Well,
this looks like it's from kind of like a book of maps that anybody could buy. Where the other map you got is looks like it was hand drawn by somebody, if you will.
okay.
So this is almost like kind of a standard book of maps, but what's marked on here is something that's not on the map. Like you can see out in the where that X is in the water. There's no island on this map.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course you've got
Um,
these names. Oh, and also he I should say because it probably wasn't clear. These are kind of legendary pirates who are all dead, of course. Well, presumed dead because they're like of 100 years old or more. You know the stories
right.
of these pirates, so they're old pirates.
Well, what I want to do is Oren has yeah, he's got a little bit of uh ink and stuff. He'll make a quick like copies and just in case when it rolls we roll it back up, it disintegrates.
Okay, yeah, you could do that. I mean,
Just
you
a
got a general
general,
idea.
idea, and
Yeah.
then we'll roll it back up as carefully as we can.
Well, and also because it's a not like some hand drawn map. It's from a book. It actually has like, I mean, not well, maybe it is. I should actually. It has like marks on it, like sailors would use to identify stuff. So you could actually make a note of the general location using those numbers.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
you know,
Yeah.
you may not. No, neither one of you are sailors, but you would if you
No.
brought it to a sailor, they could probably locate the general area just from that information. He would know that. With a 19, that's a good roll. But yeah, you roll it up. I
Awesome.
mean, it doesn't completely fall apart, but it's definitely, yeah, you don't think you'd be unrolling it too many times before you have a problem.
Right. We'll put
So,
it we'll put it back in the bottle because it seems like the safest place, and we'll just throw the bottle in the bag, on my bag.
okay.
We will investigate that. Hopefully, maybe it's some other time.
There are now two pirate treasures that are your. Okay.
Um, because dwarves really aren't sailors. Well, that's stereotyping dwarves, but not in what we know about dwarves. And I don't think Brother Brother would know anything. So
Uh, yeah. I mean, if you were to ask it, well, yeah, you don't have to ask. But you could, yeah, you could probably assume that the dwarves are not sailors, but nor the Brits. I mean, what I
they're
was gonna
not.
say was there. What I was gonna say, most people. Well, that's not true. You didn't sail to get here, except up the river. Like, there's a chance that they sailed to get here, but that doesn't mean that they're sailors. I guess is what I was gonna say.
Right. And we will continue on.
All right. Quickly checking something. Good. That's what I was looking for. All right. Go ahead and roll me that D14 again.
D14. Okay. This time a 3.
Oh, 3. Oh. All right. So you're you're moving through the woods. It's getting later in the day. Oren's feeling like you're probably pretty close to where where you should be. You start to hear kind of a like a whistling, like very kind of uh, it's very very musical in the way it's a whistling, but it's not like the wind. It almost bird like. And as you hear it, you suddenly think you kind of recall that it's unusual because in the last like half an hour or something, you haven't heard any animals. Now you suddenly hear what seems to be this kind of relatively loud-ish, because it feels like it's a decent distance away, kind of like, and very kind of unlike a typical bird call, which is like tweet, 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 like that. It's kind of very like ongoing. It's like tweet, 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 tweet. Like it's like more like a, it has more of a rhythm to it.
Oh, how far away does it sound?
It sounds like it's a decent distance away. Like you'd think maybe like 350, 400 feet away at least. Like it's pretty far away. It's not like in the trees right around you. Um, but it's hard to really place. And also, if you think that it might be moving,
Oh, closer or farther away?
um, you'll need to. Let's just say it's a. You can use your intelligence because that would be the thing. Just make an intelligence check, DC 12, as you
Oh,
listen.
okay. 15.
Perfect. Yeah, you listen really hard, and you can hear it, and it sounds like it's coming towards you. And yeah, make a DC 13 will save now that you have taken the time to listen to it very precisely.
Okay.
uh,
Will save everybody, Una and Orin.
just Una, because she was listening. Oh, you know who was listening.
Oh, nope, she got a 12.
Okay. Yeah, you feel like you should move towards it. In no particular reason. It just feels like it's very peaceful, and you would begin to move towards it.
I will. You guys hear that? It's a very nice sound. Let's investigate that.
Yeah, the dwarfs
Which
definitely
nobody
heard it.
actually thinks is weird because Una does that all the time. So they don't try to stop her.
Exactly. Yeah, so of course the dwarves will listen now. So let me see if they actually. I'll do it for them. I'll make their saves. Okay. Yeah. Simon's like, yes, it's very intriguing. Let's go. And like, he's very into it. Lato is going. She's not super focused. And as you start to move closer to it, Orin will eventually have to make a save as
Right.
well.
I'll have
Now,
him
I
do
think
that.
is this one of those situations where the hermit comes in? That's only if you're being drugged, right? Not a charm.
Herman makes me immune or +4 to mortal disease saves and poison saves.
Okay, no, so none of that.
Yeah. All right, let me. Let's see. Willpower. You rolled a 13.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah. So you are not. I mean, whatever. Orin's following around because he's following.
That's what he does.
And yeah. So as you're kind of heading forward, Yuna and Simon leading the way. Oh, Brother Brothar. Let's see if he. Oh, and Brother Brothar are enjoyed as well. You guys kind of like break into this clearing, and you kind of just kind of walk into the center, and you can hear it all around you, very, very. You kind of looking around, when suddenly,
Oh.
from the trees drop. I guess it'd just be one. A creature who appears to be the bottom half of her is kind of got these like hawk or eagle feet, although the size of a human. And she's got wings, but the top half of her completely unclothed and nasty is what appears to be a very aged woman, 100 years old, droopy and skin coming off, vicious, evil look on her face as she's singing this terrible song, and she's gonna swoop down and try to attack. It's one attack, I guess. All right, I'll just make
Okay.
it. She's gonna attack one of the people that is hypnotized, of course. So there's three of you. So I'll roll a d3. So will be one, and then Brother Brothar, and then the dwarf. Oh, Brother Brothar. Okay, she swoops down at Brother Brothar and will attack with. Oh, she had some. Yeah, she swoops down and digs her talons into him, and he actually
Oh,
he's not the toughest guy in the world. Oh, it doesn't do that much damage. Okay, D4. All right, yeah. So it cuts into him, and he kind of looks, and he's how beautiful. As she kind of swoops up, and she brings her talons like up to her mouth, like she brings her feet up as she swoops up, and starts to, with a long, gross tongue, licks the blood off of her taloned feet, and then swoops
ew.
around for another attack. And yeah, I guess we'll roll initiative for the people that are not hypnotized, which is Orin and
Orin.
and Vata. Vata.
Orin with all his poor spell-burned self.
Yep, and you got one dwarf who is got an axe, I believe. I'm not mistaken with her. She is a.
Want me to roll initiative for both?
Yeah, you can roll for both since you only have those two characters. You can do.
Well, they did not roll very well.
Right. Okay. Let me roll the 12 for the creature.
Okay, yeah, she'll go first. Orin got an 8, and the dwarf got a 6, unless there's a bonus.
No, no bonus.
Okay.
Okay, so the creature swoops down again to one of the hypnotized. Oh, once again, for the farm. Oh, misses that time though. All right, well, got too cocky, I guess. Maybe he got hurt enough that he fell down onto his knee just as she swooped down. And then it'll come to, I guess, Orin.
Yeah. He sees that the other people are just kind of standing there entranced, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, he's going to cast. Ooh, I don't want to cast that. He's going to cast. Try to get her with the force manipulation energy ball.
Okay.
So he will roll. Let me just grab the spell. Yeah, because he's pretty like, oh no. So we'll see. And he gets +1 to spell casting from the wizard hat.
That's right.
15 plus 5, 19. +1, so you roll a 20, which gets me the result I want. Because I can use, yeah.
Yeah, you can use the ones underneath if you want.
Yeah. Apple-sized sphere of force, so you see the purple ball start to form.
Okay.
Or she sees it, and it'll roll to hit this thing. It will be a 13.
That hits. That's her AC.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hits.
It does 1d6 per caster level, so Orin is level 5.
Wow. Okay. Yikes.
One of my favorite spells. You know, I love this spell.
Yeah.
So, and then 12, 18, 19 damage.
Oh, all right. She's very, very hurt. Okay.
See, Orin doesn't try to attack the thing. He just attacks.
So Vata is a warrior. I think she was second level, right? Someone didn't write that down. They did it through second level.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So I think she's just got a D20. Let me just quickly check that. I probably should have made a note of that, but oh no, she's not a warrior. She's a dwarf. She's a dwarf, but she's second level. Okay. So her action die is or D die rather is D4.
D4?
So,
okay.
Yep, go ahead and roll a d20 plus a d4 to attack for her.
Okay.
She'll throw her hand axe.
Oh, there are worms everywhere now, too, because that's what happens when he casts force manipulation.
Oh, great. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yep. Ooh. No, she rolled a... What's her bonus?
D4.
7 plus D4. 1 is 8.
Oh, yeah, no. So she whips the hand axe. She's much more of a melee fighter, apparently. And she only gets one action, so yeah, she whips the hand axe and misses terribly. However, it is now the Harpy's turn, and she is next to dead. So I'm actually going to make a roll here for. Yeah, she scoots. She takes off.
Oh,
Yep, she flies away. You can see her fly, and she flies off, and you see that there's all the worms are on the ground and stuff. So after a few, you're like looking around, the players who are, well, I guess you would stop singing. Okay, so she stopped singing, so that they're starting to like shake their heads to come back out of it, and also actual birds start to land now and eat the worms, as they are not being drawn pushed away by the harpy at this point. Uh,
drives off the harpy. Good job, Warren.
yeah, well done.
You know I'm the one who actually does stuff. You just get us into trouble.
That's
What he's.
true. It's true. Oren does
It
everything.
really is true.
Oh my god. Yes, Oren is like that. Um, yeah, so that's good. Go ahead and make a DC 12 intelligence to see if Oren knows anything about harpies.
Okay. Oh, he does. He rolled a 19 again.
Okay, well, he would know that there is likely a nest around,
Mm.
which would, potentially have, well, since the harpy
Eggs.
fled, it might have eggs, or it might have just treasure. Because harpies collect shinies, because they're like birds, basically.
Oh, sure. Who doesn't love shinies?
Mhm.
Well, all these birds landing to talk or to eat the worms. Do any of them know where the harpy's nest is? Did they fly over and see
Oh,
it? Can I know?
well,
I
bird knows
one of
one
them
thing.
might be their one thing that they know.
Yeah, I mean, and then, well, I mean, right? They definitely, well, they know for sure one thing, but they might have seen the nest. You
Right.
want to talk to the birds? Okay.
Of
Make a luck
course.
check.
Okay. Is probably doing this. So Yuna's luck. No. Nope.
No,
What
none
is,
of the birds are.
I always roll nat 20s when I don't want to.
Yeah, they're not listening at all to you, and Vato and Simon are kind of like, she talking to the birds.
Well, I mean,
But yeah, you could look around for it though. If you want to look around, you can just make a luck check.
mm,
We'll say Una did that, so or make a luck check to find the nest.
okay.
While this is all going on, unless you want to wait here for a while. I don't know
No,
if you want to stay.
no, I don't. I don't want to just hang around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he failed as well. So.
All right, yeah, you don't see it immediately. So if you want to wait around, you can probably figure it out. But that's up to you if you feel like you want to risk it.
I think we'll go on. We'll move on. We do. I mean, Brother Brodar, is he hurt badly?
Um, he can heal himself. He's a cleric. Let me.
Oh, so I gave him my honeycomb for nothing last time. Is that what?
No. I was just saying he's not a cleric. He's a monk. Yeah, he cannot heal himself. I mean, he's not going to die, but he's definitely hurt. I mean, he's not going to die right. It's not a mortal wound, but he is
Okay. Well,
definitely hurt. Yeah.
we'll wait a sec, and we'll keep going towards the.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Towards the black sand.
Yeah, you leave behind the clearing with all the birds happily eating the worms as they're coming up out of the ground, with no sign of the harpy returning, anyways. And head off towards the black sand, which after a bit, you kind of feel like the forest is opening up a bit, and it's kind of coming up. Raising up a bit, which Orin recognizes, and you break from the trees, and you see a large open area with, but you can smell it first. It's got this rich kind of smell of composting, leaves and fruits and whatever else they would be composting, and the soil's rich in the smell, and you kind of step out and you see this kind of large area of this black soil, and out in the center of it, you see a single rose bush with white roses on it. And tending to the bush is a rhinoceros. She's got like a she's got like a one of those aprons like you'd wear, when you're tending to flowers, like it's got a little flower pattern on it or whatever. And a watering jug, but it's got kind of like a shorter spout on it. It's kind of fat and shorter spout. Um, and yeah, and she's kind of delicately watering the rose. She doesn't seem to see you.
Oh, well, rhinoceroses are, they're good folk. Should be okay. But we want to test the sand again with Orin's staff before we walk out there.
Okay.
No quicksand. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, if you stick it's not like really sand. It's more like a thick like garden soil. It is
Okay.
loose, but it doesn't feel like sand. Like it's got like that. It's almost like a mulchy covering over soil. But you could poke into it, and yeah, the staff definitely sinks down a little bit, but not like it doesn't go straight in like a quicksand kind of deal.
Oh, okay, good.
Not at all. Yeah. Yeah, and as you're at the edge poking, the rhinoceros kind of looks over and kind of kind of leans forward and squints a little bit. I see you over there. What are you up to?
Oh, well, we've come to talk to you.
To me?
Well, about your lovely roses here.
Oh, they are lovely, aren't they?
They're beautiful.
Yes, well, only the finest soil will produce the white roses.
Yes, I know. I've heard this tale.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I was
A
wondering
lot of
if I
people
might.
just throw away the scraps when they're done eating. You just throw them away, but I don't do that. I take them, I dig a hole, I bury them, I put the leaves on top, then you put another layer of scraps, then more leaves, a little bit of dirt, another layer. Then once you get it filled up, you gotta let it sit. And once in a while, you come back with a stick, you stir it up like a stew pot. Then, when it's all ready, you can grow roses.
That's a lot of work. You must be very determined.
Well, anything worth doing is worth doing well, hon.
True. Your roses are so beautiful and the soil is so rich. Would you mind if we took just one blossom or one bloom? Not
Well,
took,
I see
traded.
what you're saying there. I come here and ask for roses. That doesn't seem appropriate. I don't even know you properly introduced.
Oh, I'm Yuna. This is Orin. Did the dwarves come out?
Yeah, the door's there.
Okay. Vato, Simon, and Brother Brodar.
Oh. Well.
What's your name?
I am Rachel.
Rachel.
Rachel the rhinoceros.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Rachel. I didn't mean to be so forward. We've traveled through many perils.
Well,
to get here.
You know what? You know what I could use?
What?
A black rose. If I had a black rose, then I would have black rose and I would have a white rose. Could make a bouquet.
You certainly could. Do you know Auntie?
Oh, I know Auntie. He's all over there trying to grow roses and not even trying to share with anybody.
Well, he won't give me a black rose unless I give him a white rose.
Child. Figures.
So somehow we have to heal this rift between you two so that you can grow together. We are at our strongest when we grow together.
No, I agree.
but
Would you
he
like some
won't
pie?
share. What kind of pie is it?
Rhubarb?
What kind?
Rhubarb?
Oh, rhubarb, yes. I would love some pie, and maybe we could talk about roses. I need the black rose to help brother Brodar save his king from a deadly disease.
Oh, well, they say laughter is the best medicine.
They do, but I think for this we need the rose.
Hmm, 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 hmm. She puts down her water bottle and kind of wipes her hooves
Horn.
off, hooves off on her thing, and then she kind of she walks over, starts walking towards you, and she kind of like
Is
gets
she,
about halfway, then kind of turns and walks off to the side. She's like, "Come on, let's have some pie."
I'll follow her. As I follow her, I say, "Is she made of iron as well?"
You ask her, or are you trying to figure it out?
I'm just looking at her, trying to figure it out.
Uh, yeah, you would think she probably is, but she's not rusty.
Okay,
Yeah, no, she's nice and shiny.
okay,
Yeah,
that's good. Don't need to
yeah,
oil her.
no, she's nice and shiny. So yeah, you
Okay.
follow her off, and there's you kind of go through the trees a bit, and it kind of opens up into a little clearing, and there's like a cottage there. It's got like a little fence around it, and little garden, some daisies growing and stuff. And she kind of goes inside. It's a little you can smell actually a little fire burning, and she kind of walks in the door, and you can see that on the windowsill there's some pies. And she kind of goes and opens the windows and pulls a pie inside. Yep.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'll say you're very kind to share your food with us, Rachel. Thank you.
Well, you look like you come a long way.
Well, we fought off giant and harpies, all to make it to
Giant
your,
harpy. Huh.
well, not a
Oh.
giant harpy, a giant
Oh.
and a harpy.
Oh. Yeah, that makes more sense. Well, you have come a long way, and I wouldn't want you to go empty-handed. So here you go. And she hands you a slice of pie on a plate.
Yeah, we'll start eating it, or and just start shoveling it into his mouth.
She kind of looks at him and says, "You got a slug on your shoulder."
Yeah, yeah, that's my familiar. Just eating the pie.
Hmm. You're not from around here, are you?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
So
It's very good, the pie.
yeah, we're definitely eating it.
Mm-hmm.
We've had cracker fish and honey for the past few days, so we're pretty hungry for something different. Hmm. I would say, do you have any use for gold?
No, not really.
Okay.
Why? You got gold?
Yeah, I have some. I was gonna
Hmm.
offer you some in exchange for a rose, since
Oh,
I
you want to
can't get a black.
buy a rose? Oh, well, I mean, if you could get some scraps, orange peels are good.
Oh, I know a place to get scraps. I know a whole group of interesting little creatures that love garbage. They absolutely
Well,
love it.
for that, we could trade. Though I would prefer the black rose. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy with the rose I have, but sometimes it's nice to some variety.
Sometimes.
You
How
know,
about this? If I can get you a black rose, I will. If not, I'll make sure to bring you lots of scraps.
she nods. Okay. She
And I,
takes like a napkin. It's got kind of like a flower pattern on it, and she wipes Oren's chin.
yeah, because he's pretty messy. And I'll say, if we could get a sample of your soil, I might be able to convince Auntie to give me 2 roses. One for Brother Brothar and one for you. And
Oh,
I won't tell him the ones for you.
well, it don't matter because he could make the soil if he wanted to. He's just lazy. Those anteaters just walk around with their nose.
He seemed to be watering his rose bushes and taking care of them, or it.
Oh, oh, I see. Kind of crinkles up her horn. Well, maybe he's changed.
It's possible people do, or creatures, or animals do change. Everybody changes. Nobody stays the same all the time.
Hmm. That's probably true.
All right.
All
So
right.
can we have a soil sample? May we?
So you want some soil? And you're gonna trade it for a rose?
I'm hoping. If I can talk him into 2 roses. I really would like to get the rose for you. You've been so kind.
Well, that would be nice. You know, maybe I'll go with you.
Oh, okay.
Let me get. All right, hold on. Let me get my face on.
But won't your bushes, won't it, does it need your tending?
Oh, we're gonna take the bush with us.
That sounds perfect.
Your man can carry it, right? And looks over at Orin. Who's
I
spelled burned all that strength?
was gonna say, with his 4 strength, can he?
Probably not.
I say, well, one of the dwarves might be willing to.
Dwarves. Oh, I thought those were gnomes.
Oh, oh no, they're dwarves, and they've been
Oh,
very helpful to me.
oh,
As she kind of looks at the dwarves like, sorry,
yeah. She
assuming they
squinches a
don't want to
little
be
bit. You
called
know,
gnomes.
hold on a second. And she gets up and she puts on a pair of glasses, like on the tip of her horn. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize. I apologize. She apologizes to the dwarves. They kind of shrug. Well,
Right.
let me get a wheelbarrow.
Do you need help digging it up? I can help you.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And she goes
All
out,
right.
and the dwarves follow. And, well, I guess you guys follow as well. She throws a couple shovels in the wheelbarrow and kind of instructs the dwarves to go push it.
Okay. So now we have a rhinoceros and her rose bush.
Yeah, you'll go. It won't take that long to dig up the rose bush. You kind of put it in the wheelbarrow, and the dwarves are more than capable of pushing it because that's kind of what they do. Um, yeah, although it's getting dark, so probably before you get it up out of the ground, she probably says, "Actually, why don't we go in the morning? You don't want to travel in the woods at night.
That's very true. Never know what you might
Animals,
encounter.
lots of animals out there."
Oh, yes. Lots of animals. Well, we
Yeah.
can make camp outside your house where you're, if you'd like. There's a lot of us. I don't know how many beds you have.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. You make camp, and then we'll get the roses bush in the morning.
Okay. Hopefully Brother Brothar's king is not dead by now. So yes,
We're not.
we will. But yes, no, we don't really want to travel at night, so we will make camp just
Yeah,
outside our
yeah,
house.
you make camp. And actually, because you're resting, you can get back at a point of a hit
Point, yeah.
point, but also a point of an ability score too.
Oh yeah, where's my hit points? Right there.
Yeah, and of course, Brother Brother is now healing up a little bit.
Poor Brother Brother.
I mean, he only lost 3 hit points, but he only has 6, I think, something like that. I didn't look him up, but I'm pretty sure he has something like 6 hit points. So,
I think I get an ability point back somewhere, right?
Yep, you get 1 ability point.
Okay, got it.
And you get a hit point.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, more whatever. You rest. She has food. She shares with you. And you're able to in the morning. She's got on like her, she has like the kind of rubber. Well, they're probably not rubber. They're probably like wicker, but like the garden boots.
Mm-hmm.
And her her little backpack. It's only little. She puts it on her back, and this time she takes her glasses so she can see, and instructs the dwarves how to dig out the bush, and you guys are off. Yeah.
All right.
Towards.
We're gonna go back towards Auntie and the white. No, towards the black rose.
I'm confused by the roses. Okay. Go ahead and roll a d6.
D6. All right. A 6.
And oh. So you're going past it, it's the same stream that you went through before, but you're in a different spot because she knows a shorter way, she says. So you're kind of going off, and it's the same stream, and you have to kind of ford it. And as you're kind of doing so, you look and downstream a bit, like maybe like 10 yards down the stream, you see what looks to be a boat, but it's only about like 20 inches long. It's got 3 sails up. It's kind of there, and you can see even at this distance, you can see that there's a whole bunch of what appear to be tiny little chains kind of coming off the side like anchors that seem to be holding it in place in the center of the water.
Do we see any tiny little sailors?
Not at this distance, Zio.
I will ask Rachel if she's ever seen anything like that.
She kind of squints at it. There's lots of weird fish around here.
Hey, that's a little boat. That's not
Actually,
a fish.
Fish are great for composting. I mean, not the whole fish, obviously, don't want to waste, but like the head, and the inside stuff.
Oh.
I mean, I don't want to look at that stuff myself, but you just close your eyes and kind of.
Well, I don't think that's fish. And yes, I also think fish guts are very gross.
No. No. No, it is it's one of those sailfishes. Kind of squints at it.
Sailfishes.
Yeah, it's a big one too, I think.
But it looks like a boat, like a little
catch it.
teeny.
Do you have a fishing rod?
I have a staff that we could possibly attach something to. The last time I went fishing, I used a sifter.
Right. Yeah, a sifter.
Yep. Well, we could definitely go take a look at it.
Okay. You go do that, and then she sits down on a rock. She's like wiping the shininess off of her horn.
I look at the doors and I kind of shrug. I say, just 1 second. I have to see what this is. And I'll go I'll go up there and see. I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
sneaky or anything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You kind of walk down the side and you kind of look and you can see. Yeah, it looks like. I mean, it's like 20 inches, maybe 25 inches long. About maybe like 7 or 8 inches wide at the widest point. It's got three full sails coming up. It looks basically like a ship, like a pirate ship. You don't see anybody on the deck, but it is being held by a bunch of anchors. 13 actually anchors are holding
13.
it in place. Yep. But there doesn't seem to
Hmm.
be anybody on the deck.
Well, she will yell, "Hail yonder stream vessel." She doesn't know how sailors talk.
Hail yonder ship.
Shiver me timbers and all that.
Okay, yeah, so you say shiver me timbers. And go ahead, make a luck check.
Excuse me. Go ahead.
Make a luck check.
Okay. Ooh, that one I made 6 under 12.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you hear, it's kind of like a very, it's not very loud, but you hear it sounds like maybe mice. Like it's like, very high pitched. And as you're kind of listening, you can hear that it actually does sound like voices, and a little tiny man comes up on the deck. What appears to be a like a spyglass, like he pulls it out, and he's looking, and he says, "Giant ahoy! Giant ahoy!"
Oh
And then you hear
no,
more squeaky sounds.
I'm not a giant. I'm Yuna.
I think it's talking. He's kind of looking into his. It's thunderous voice.
All right, I'll get down on my like squat down.
Oh really? Okay, yeah. He runs below deck when you kind of move like at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, she'll just, yeah, I don't want to scare you.
You hear more like.
Okay.
You can hear somebody's yelling something inside the ship, but inside it's hard. Inside the actual ship it's hard to really hear what they're
Well,
saying.
I'm scaring them, and that makes me feel a little bit bad.
I mean, you are monstrous.
Right. Um, let's see. What can I do? Nothing. None of this gonna work. Well, I can make them big. I could cast enlarge on them, but I'm not gonna do that. That would be silly. And I'm not silly. I'll just say I didn't mean to disturb you, and I will back away. I don't want to scare them. As interested as she is.
Okay, you're just gonna leave him there.
I'm tempted to pick up the boat. That would break their chains.
I mean, you most certainly could pick up the boat. You think it's not very big, like I said.
I know. I don't really have anything I can. Yeah, I'm just gonna back away. Yeah, I'll just leave them. I don't want to scare them too much. Yuna's not evil.
Okay.
I'll go back to Rachel and I'll say there were little tiny men on that boat. Little tiny.
Oh, that's interesting.
I thought so. But I was scaring them, so I walked away.
Oh yeah, you don't want to scare the tiny men.
There really were tiny men on the boat.
Just kind of side eyes to the dwarves, who were just kind of like shrug their shoulders.
if I didn't think it would terrify them almost unto death, I would show you. But I think a rhinoceros walking up on them might be a lot for them to handle.
I understand. I understand, hon. She kind of puts her hoof on your shoulder.
Well, you don't believe me.
Have some water. It's been a long day.
Oh. I will show you, and I'm going to go back and pick up the boat.
Oh, you're gonna
No,
come
she's all indignant.
slosh through the water.
I'll go slowly and be like, remain calm. Of course they're not going to. So.
Oh, you're gonna reach down and grab the boat.
Yeah, what I want to do is very delicately, like, try to get the anchors, so I don't rip them out of the water, and then just pick the boat up.
Ah, okay. Yeah, totally. Yeah, you reach down to get one of the anchors, and when you do, you feel like a little bit lightheaded. And next thing you know, you are in the water, about up to your neck, holding onto a chain, looking up at a boat.
Oh no! I am now tiny.
Yes, and the water it's like you've never been in a storm like this before. The water is rushing, rushing, rushing by like crazy as you are holding onto this chain uh, desperately.
Okay. Well, the thing to do would be to climb up the chain.
Okay, you climb the chain.
I think I have a climb.
Yeah, I think you're gonna need to make a roll for that because you're in kind of rough water here.
Yeah. Oh, I've climbed sheer surfaces, not really sheer.
That's fine. You can use that.
Okay. At level 5, it's a +9.
Okay, well, this is DC 15, so I don't think you're gonna fail, but you never know.
Well, you never know. I could roll. You never
That's
know. Right. Oh no, I rolled a 3. +9 is only 12.
Oh no!
Yep.
All right, yeah. So you're trying to climb up, and you let go, and you fall into the water, and you feel you're under the water for a second, and your breath is being sucked in, and then next thing you know, you look up, and you're on your back, about in like maybe 3 inches of water in the stream, like maybe like 2 or 3 yards down away from the boat, which you can see in the rest of the group, and they're all kind of looking down at you.
Do they see what happened? Did they see me go tiny?
Make a luck check to see if they were actually paying attention.
Oh my god, they were 9. Yuna's luck is 12, so yeah.
Yeah, they saw you. Yeah. They say, what happened there? You disappeared for a second.
Oh, I touched one of these little chains that are on the boat here, and I point, and I say, and I got very small. I was in the water. I tried to climb up the chain, but it was too slippery, and the water was too fierce.
Oh.
I think this boat might be, well, I actually know now that this is magic. If you touch it, you go really small. That's what I say to them. They're probably just staring at me.
Well, that's good.
I can't believe you guys aren't as fascinated by this as I am. Bunch of duds I got here.
Yeah, the you think that the dwarves are kind of dumbfounded, like they don't know what the heck that was all about. Brother Brodar is doing some kind of religious, he's like doing the cross or whatever, and the rhinoceros doesn't seem to really. I mean,
well, it's rhinoceros.
Yeah.
She's pretty chill. It all. Yeah.
Yeah, rhinoceroses.
I look at Oren and I say, "Do you think this could be at all related to the magic that made those circus animals tiny?"
Oh, yeah, you can make an intelligence check, DC 15.
Okay. Because I know they had light on them, but you never know. Nope, 14.
Yeah, I mean, he's not sure. I mean, certainly it's not the same because of the light, but there could be some other trigger that's causing it. But he doesn't really know.
Well, the men on the boat don't seem to realize that they're the tiny ones. They called me a giant and were afraid. But if I touch the boat again, I'll go small again. They're bad that I kind of want to.
Oren
He'll
just
say
looks at you and
here.
shakes his head.
I'm sure he does, yeah. As any man would in real life. I'll say, and any other reasonable woman, I suppose. Yuna's not very reasonable. Says I have to talk to these guys. No, you guys know that. So just hang out. I'll be right with you. If you see me disappear, I've gone small again. Don't let this boat go anywhere. And this time she'll touch. Yeah, don't let this boat go anywhere.
Okay.
Of course, what are they going to do? Grab it? They'll just go tiny as well. Oh, try to web it, Oren. If it starts to move, use your spider webs. That's the plan.
Oh boy.
It's a good plan. All right, but this time she won't touch the chain. She's going to touch like a spot on the deck.
Oh, okay. Right, smart. Yeah, so you reach over and you bend down and you touch the deck. Yeah, it doesn't seem to shrink you though.
Oh. I'll touch the chain again.
Man, you shrink down. You're
Yeah.
in the water again. So.
Okay, let me try to climb again. See if I can do it this time. That time it rolled a 10 plus 9 is a 19.
Okay, yeah, easily. Yeah, you climb up the side. You get onto the deck of the ship. You know, you're wet, of course. Well, you were wet before that. As you get on the ship, and of course you get up on the ship and you hear some footsteps, and a man comes out, and he says,
Yep.
"We're being raided," and he draws a saber.
I'll put my hands up.
He says, "Where's your ship? You look a lot like that giant."
I have my hands up, so I'm not grabbing for a weapon. I'm assuming, did all my stuff get tiny too, or is
Yep.
left on the bank? Okay. I'll say, I'm not a raider or a giant. My name is Yuna, and I saw your boat. When I touched the chain, it shrank me from my normal size.
From giant to normal size.
No.
We're in a terrible storm here. You're lucky that you didn't drown.
Yes, I managed to.
And you can feel the boat, like, moving.
Yes, it is quite the tempest.
We had to drop 13 anchors so we wouldn't float away.
Where were you headed?
Why would you ask?
Because maybe I can help.
Oh, I see. Well, it's not often that a giant offers to help. Where's your golden goose?
My golden goose?
Hold on. He sticks his head inside the thing and comes back out. Your goose that lays the golden eggs.
I don't have one, but I do have gold.
Ah, of course you do. All giants have gold. Thus proof of your giantness.
So, you're always tiny? You're always normal sized?
What are the sizes?
You don't ever get bigger. You don't ever grow to a giant size.
No, of course not.
I see. Well, I am bigger than you normally. Not a giant.
Mm-hmm.
There are real giants, and I'm not one of those.
I see.
But when I touched the chain, I shrank to the size. If there's a way that I could help you by moving your boat out of the storm, I would gladly do that just for some information on you and your people. I'm very interested in.
Well, make a reaction check.
Okay.
You are a giant after all.
I am. Yep.
Oh yeah. Hmm. Well, if you could take the boat away from the storm, we were headed out to the sea, wherefore we would seek a treasure. And a giant could be a good companion, but you only get a share equal to a normal sized person, though. You don't get a giant share because you're a giant. That's not fair to everybody else.
No, I understand, and I agree. I'm just not sure how to move your boat. Well, I guess I could grab it
Well,
by the deck.
the only other problem is that we lost the map. So
What?
actually, if you know where there was some gold, then we would go with you. Yes, this sounds like an excellent plan. Take us to the gold. You can have one small share, and we will have the rest.
What did your map look like?
Well, it was a piece of paper, and it had lines and drawings on it that represented land and also water and, various things.
Did any of you put it in a bottle and throw it overboard?
Of course. Hold on. Kind of goes back in, goes back up. Well, it may have fallen overboard. Not on purpose. So, Jackson says.
I take out
So,
the. No, it's probably a teeny tiny bottle with the map in it and say, "Is this yours?" I hand it to him.
he looks at it. Oh, that was a fine bottle, indeed. Oh, hold on. There's a map in here. He looks at it. Yes, this is the map. How did you get the map? Giant?
I found it in the stream.
You found the tiny bottle. You have
Well,
excellent vision.
it wasn't tiny when I found it. It was big, like a giant size bottle. I think your boat is under some sort of spell.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, except for the witch. Perhaps we are cursed.
Perhaps. I think you might be a little cursed. Somebody has cursed your chains. Your anchor chains.
Well, that's unfortunate because we need them or else the boat will float away down these terrible rapids.
Well, I can take your boat to where this X is eventually, but I do have something else I have to do first.
Okay. You'll get one share.
Oh, of course. Of course. One share.
One normal size share, not a giant share.
You sure you. Okay. Where did you get cursed?
Hold on. Comes back. It's a long story. We're not even sure she was a witch, though she did have a very long nose with a wart on it.
Oh.
And a cat.
And cat?
Yes.
I think I know the same witch. I think I've seen her before.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, you giants really
She
get
cursed
around.
you. She cursed you. That adds to her crimes.
Well, if we are cursed, At least we will be rich.
Right, with all of your shares.
Right. Our shares. Our normal size shares. And
Right.
your normal size share.
I do have people
Equal.
with me.
Are they tiny?
They're, no, they're my normal size on the shore.
So they're giants.
Yes, they're giants.
Okay. Huh. When you look out, like towards where you would imagine that the rest of the party is, they are like so distant to you that they just look like mountains. Like you can't even
Oh,
see them.
really?
They're so far away. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and from on this boat, like if you look around, like it looks like the shore is like a mile away on either direction. Like you're in the kind of in the huge empty.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll tell the gentleman, she'll ask him, of course. Well, I'm Yuna. What's your name?
I am Jack. Captain Jack. Did I use Captain Jack once? I think I might have. Oh.
All right. Captain Jack, let me try something. I'm going to climb back down into the water and let go of the
Oh, it's
chain.
dangerous.
I know, but I should get big again. I'm going to try to pick up your boat, and I don't need anybody panicking.
Oh, we never panic. We are
Ha,
expert sailors. We fear nothing. Not the wrath of
guess what?
nature or giants, witches and wizards, warlocks, sorcerers,
But if your
enchanters and
boat,
necromancers.
what about weasel wizards?
That probably not.
Okay. Well, if your boat starts floating in the air, that won't bother you?
No, not if you're carrying it for us.
Okay. All right, give me a moment. She'll climb back down the chain. She doesn't want to get big and crush them on accident, so she'll climb back down the chain and kind of let the water take her again so that she can.
Okay, do you leave the bottle with him, or are you taking the bottle back?
And we made a copy of that, right? So I think I could
Yep.
leave it with him. Yeah, I'll leave
Okay.
it with him.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you climb down the chain and you let the water wash you away. It is quite scary, but of course you're confident that you'll get big again.
Yeah, I am. I not. Hey,
Worked once, right? Yeah, and in fact, that's what happens. There's probably a moment where you're like, "Oh God, what did I do?" But then you're big again, and you're laying, on the flat,
Yep.
and you look over your shoulder, and you're only like a yard or two away from the boat, which is still sitting there with the 13
Okay.
chains.
If I go over there and like pick it up by its sides,
Uh, yeah, I mean, you could reach down and pick the boat up. It would likely break the chains, you would imagine, because they're holding the boat pretty firmly into the water.
if the
But you
chains
think you could
break,
do it? Yeah.
will the boat all of a sudden become big and crush me? That's the question. All right. Whatever. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna grab
Okay.
the.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yes. You grab the boat by the sides, and you pull it up, and you can feel the chains pulling. And then one snaps, two snaps, and eventually, you hear down in the below decks like this boat. And yeah, you pull it up, and
Question:
yeah,
as they start breaking,
yeah.
does the boat start getting bigger? Like after
It does
like
not
3 or 4?
seem. Nope, does not seem to be getting bigger.
Okay. I feel kind of bad about that, but yeah, I'm doing it anyway.
Right. Well, when you pull the last one though, It does indeed get bigger really fast. So make a luck check to see if you are able to actually. Yeah, make a luck check. Luck is always good
Okay.
for this kind of stuff. Let's see if you realize fast enough that the boat's getting big. I mean, you're ready for it, so I feel like you probably would. So I know you have a high luck.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 under
Oh
12.
yeah, when that last one breaks, you're like, oh crap, and you like jump up, like on top of the boat, so that when it gets big, you're on the deck. Of course, the boat rips through trees and breaks things, and the hull kind of crushes in a bit, and you hear some screaming from underneath it. Everybody else, of course, it's like only about 10 yards up the. In fact, the boat's big enough that it reaches almost all the way to the rhinoceros and to the now this like pirate ship is basically in the forest.
Oh God.
Yeah, and yeah, you hear some rustling around, and then breaking onto the deck is Captain Jack and about 10 other pirates. They kind of come up. They got the pirates because they have various patch tie, peg leg, typical pirate
Oh
stuff,
right, yeah.
and hook hand or whatever. And they come up on the deck and they look around and they say, "The ocean has shrunk. What kind of wizardry is this?"
No, 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 no. It was your chains. They were cursed. When I pulled you out of the water, the boat became large size, which is technically, I think, normal size.
The captain turns to this one guy who's kind of a bit older. He's missing an eye. And he says, "What do you think, Jackson?" And then Jackson says, "Well, that could be the case. It's hard to know with these witches. You're not a witch, are you? I don't see any cats."
I am not a witch. No, I'm Yuna.
I'm Jackson.
Well, pleased to meet you, Pirate Jackson.
Well, I'm not a pirate. I like to consider myself a privateer.
Well, I'm afraid I put you now in quite the conundrum, because your boat's not going to sail on this tiny little stream in its current size. So I was
They
trying
kind
to
of
help,
walk.
but it appears that I have made things worse.
Yeah, we're gonna have to convince the witch to curse us again, so we can shrink our boat down.
But then you'll be small, and you'll never
Well,
be able to retrieve the treasure that you seek.
well, the treasure will just be bigger.
That then no. But how will you carry it all in a very teeny tiny boat?
Well, looks at the crew. Well, you know, listen, we will cross that bridge when it comes. By the way, this is my crew: John, Joseph, James, Jason, Jay, Jacob, and this is also James.
Hello, boys.
They'll wave and smile and whatever. Well, we must go witch hunting.
Well, the last time I saw the witch, she was in Singa, right? Yeah. She was in Singa.
Well, to Singa we go. Let's get our stuff. And they all kind of file downstairs.
Yes. um I left the map with him, so they're gonna encounter them again if we go after the treasure. Um all right, I will tell Captain Jack. Oh, it's the captain downstairs too.
Well, he comes back up eventually. They've got their slung across the shoulder sacks, and they all have cutlasses and sabers on their belts and their pants rolled up and boots and buckles. Blood pirates.
Well, I wish you luck in your witch hunt. I'm sorry that I made things worse.
Well, at least we're out of the storm.
Yeah, correct. At least you're out of the storm. And I just unleashed a bunch of pirates onto Singa. So, yeah. I'll say, I did my best to help you, though. I mean, you're not. I suppose you could always find your chains and see if wrapping them around the boat would, of course, then the boat would sink.
We're gonna get the witch to curse us. It shouldn't be that hard.
And she'll smile at him, seeing his pirate garb and everything else. Like, no, you're right. Shouldn't be that hard at all.
All right, and then they drop like a rope ladder off the side, and they start working their way down into the woods.
Yeah, I'll follow him down and go to my party and say, well, that didn't go as planned.
Yeah. Rachel looks at you and she says, you know what? I think you're right. That was not a fish. And that's probably a good place to leave it, I think, actually, since we really
Oh, okay.
Oh, God. Oh, for those who watch, we may not, well, 99% sure that we will not be up next week, but we'll be back the following week. So thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe if you have not, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.